to my right. Everything was black and white. Now what I see is color, like a rainbow in the sky. So tell me your love will never fade, but I won't see no clouds of gray. Cause I don't want another. You bring color to my life, baby. Life was so heavy, I was thinking much more. But since you came along, I'm not as affected. You give me something incredible, sensational, baby. And we're together, everything is better. My darling, only you can waste enough for my day. You make everything change. You give me some joy. Before you came into my life, everything was black and white. Now all I see is color, like a rainbow in the sky. So tell me your love will never fade, but I won't see no clouds of gray. Cause I don't want another. You bring color to my life, baby.
That we want it like red and yellow and pink and green. That's what I see when you're here with me. Everything is better cause the limit is the sky. Baby, that's the way you make me feel. You know that only you can find me love my day. Just so those girls, just so kiss possible. Help me find a brand new shade of me.
Everything change if you reach, don't ever fade. Don't fade, don't fade, don't fade.
You bring the color.
Happy Pride! Well, hello there! That's right, if you don't already recognize me, mama, get to know me. I am Mix Amber St. James, and I'm going to be your host for tonight for this wonderfully glorious collab Pride presentation between the Diversionary Theater, the Old Globe, and San Diego Pride. So, saddle up and buckle up, because mama, this is a ride you don't want to miss. As y'all obviously know, Miss Coronavirus done come on through and she done snatched the wigs off the children. Now this was supposed to be a presentation that was going to be site specific and happening in the midst of San Diego Pride. I know, how iconic, how legendary, but doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. But because of everything that is happening with this pandemic, we thought, what's the next best thing to do? Well, we decided to create this adaptive new digital version, and we hope that y'all enjoy it. Because I know we definitely enjoyed making it. Work. Now, this performance event will include short clips. Oh my god, we love a good little tidbit, little tiddly-taddly. We stand, okay? It's gonna have cute little short tidbits and script reads from professional, darling, professional queer writers, musical performances, and, oh my god, I don't think that y'all are ready for this, but it's also going to have cute little performances by the Diversionary Theater's teen program, the Stonewall Salon. Ah! Oh my god! Mama, I'm god. I cannot wait. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Because, girl, let me tell you, it's going to be legendary. And as y'all already know, I'm going to be your fabulous hostess and your iconic legendary tour guide to take you through this theatrical journey. So let's go ahead and let's start the show and get into our first 3 performance pieces. And I will see y'all when y'all get back.
Rebirth. Fade up. The laptop cracks open. They connect.
I always thought, as a parent, it was my job to help my children reveal themselves to the world. You know, your Uncle Todd, he was
Mom, stop.
Well, he was always getting into Gam's nail polish and...
Mom, just stop trying to relate or whatever you're about to do with that story.
Did you get the package?
Yes. Did you get your glass?
Did you wash your face?
Did you moisturize? Thank you for doing this, Mom.
I taught you how to tie your shoes. I should teach you this too.
So where do we start?
Your foundation. It's important to understand your own skin, its thickness, the rough spots, your blemishes.
Mom, are you metaphoring?
It's important for you to understand your blemishes. Don't fight them. Work with them. Everyone has blemishes, but we're made to feel like we need to pile.
Mom, you're metaphoring.
I'm trying to explain. A good foundation doesn't mean you pile 8 layers on.
Got it.
A good foundation doesn't cover you up. It blends with your skin. When you look in the mirror, you just see you. Also, if you have a strong foundation, it'll hold all the color you add later. Next, contour. This is how Jaime showed me.
Is this brush okay for blush?
Try the smaller one. Your cheekbones are more pronounced than mine. You want to sort of accentuate your good features. I was not so lucky. Got your grandfather's flat face. Oh, wait. I think you should try more on your left. That's it. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, I like that. I really like that.
Lips. We need lips.
This one?
Why don't you try the brighter one?
You should try it too.
No, that's not. I can pull that off.
That's some classy shit.
Language?
I like this one better, I think. Mom, remember that baby bird we found when I was 8?
You love that bird so much.
You said something when we set it in the shoebox.
And the neighbor said it looked like a female. What an idiot. He didn't know what gender it was any more than we did.
You got defensive for the bird. You said, well, some of us are accustomed to putting things in boxes. Did you know?
Honey, I don't know bird anatomy.
Me, Mom. Me. Did you know?
Eyes. We need to show off your eyes. Pro tip. Your eyes reveal what's inside.
Window to the soul type shit?
Language. And yes, that shit. You'll find your style over time. Sometimes natural. Sometimes dramatic. Bold. Something unique. And could never be found in a box. Oh, sweetheart, there you are. You look like you. I always thought, as a parent, it was my job to help my child reveal their self to the world, when all along, it was my job to help them reveal themselves to their self.
Out, out, and away. Characters: Jess, woman in 20s, and Jay, masculine presenting woman in 20s. Setting: early spring morning, a studio apartment in San Diego. At Rise, Jess opens front door and Elle is standing and facing her. She looks at Elle for a moment.
Can I come in?
Oh, yeah. Yes, come in. I'm sorry.
No problem.
You look nice.
Thank you. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. I think I am. No, I'm not. I'm not okay.
Oh, Jess, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say.
I don't either.
I know. You don't have to say anything. It's okay. It's okay. Let it out.
No, she wouldn't want me to be like this.
It's okay to cry, Jess.
No, she didn't believe in crying when people die. She said instead we should celebrate them, celebrate the life they lived. She would not want me to cry. I just wish I could have seen her just one more time. I wish we could have just gotten along just once. I wish we could have seen eye to eye.
You did your best.
Did I? Did I, Jay? By flaunting my lifestyle in her face, knowing how much she hated it? Or by trying to force her to accept me the way I am? Why? Why was I so selfish? Why didn't I just give her a break? Just leave her alone and let her deal with it in her own time.
You can't blame yourself for the things that happened between you two, especially not now. You didn't do anything wrong. You were just trying to be you. There's nothing wrong with that.
She never accepted me. Me being me broke her heart.
That's not true. You were just trying to be yourself. That's not a crime.
It was to her. And you know what? You want to know the very last time I talked to her what we fought about? It was you. I told her I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I told her if she didn't accept that, she would lose me forever.
I'm so sorry, Jess.
I told her you are important to me and that I want to be able to share my life with her, to share you with her. I told her I'm tired of having to keep my relationship separate from my family and feeling like I have to choose between you and my family. Tired of feeling like I have to sneak around to see you.
Yeah.
I know, Jay, I know. I told her it wasn't fair to you. I told her I wanted to be able to bring you around for the holidays like a normal couple, bring you to family events. I want my family to know the woman I love, the woman who supports and encourages and makes me a better person, to show the person responsible for the reason I'm happy these days. And you know what she said?
What?
Over my dead body.
Jess, I'm so sorry.
And now she's gone. And even though I didn't talk to her again, I continue to hide that part of myself. When I tell my sister about my day, I'd leave out any details about you. And when my aunt asked about my love life, I said, oh, I'm just kind of dating, nothing serious. I lied to everyone in my family because she didn't accept me for me.
It's almost time to go.
Yeah, you're right. What are you doing?
I'm coming too.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm coming too. I'm not going to let you go to your mother's funeral alone. I'm coming to support you.
No, Jay, you can't. This is not the time. I'd love your support, but all my family will be there and my mom would not want me to bring you.
Jess, she's gone. And it's time to celebrate the life that you live.
Jess takes a long time to process Jay's words. Suddenly, she turns and looks at Jay as if seeing her for the first time. She gives Jay a long, tight hug. After loosening her embrace, she stands for a long moment, head down, contemplating. After a beat, she looks at Jay and takes her hand. They exit the apartment together. End of play.
Hey, what time is it? Why, it's music time with Max. Boppins, that is.
Good afternoon, little boys, little girls, and children of all genders. My name is Max Boppins, pronouns they, them, and I'm here today to sing you a little song all about being non-binary. Perhaps some of you are wondering what non-binary is. Well, let me tell you. You see, we used to believe that gender just had two boxes. You can either be in the boy box or the girl box, and never the twain shall meet. Only having those two options is called a binary. But for non-binary people like myself, well, that just doesn't work for us. You see, some of us feel we are a little bit of a mix of a little boy and a little girl, and some of us feel we are neither one at all. There are also people known as gender fluid, like myself, and that means that sometimes we feel a little more boy and sometimes we feel a little more girl. When I was young, I thought there must be something wrong with me. I didn't have anyone to tell me what being non-binary was all about. And I didn't want you to go through the same thing. And that's why I wrote this song.
If you like to wear dresses but you also like pants, you might be non-binary. If you like to play sports or do a ballet dance, you might be non-binary. If you're not only a boy and you're not only a girl, there's a lot more to gender in this beautiful world. Love yourself and repeat after me. I love that I'm non-binary. I love that I'm non-binary. When I was young, I was always told, this is how a girl should play. But I wanted to play a different way. Act like a lady, they would say. The way you look is just plain wrong. Wear more dresses and grow your hair long, but only on your head. The rest you must shed, because you're a girl is what they said. But inside I knew that wasn't quite true. Inside I felt that there was more. Just wait till the world sees what I have in store. Gender is fluid and it can change. It's not weird and it's not strange. It's not how you look but how you feel inside. But you can share your gender when you wear it with pride. Love yourself and repeat after me. I love that I'm non-binary. I love that I'm non-binary. If you like to wear dresses but you also like pants, you might be non-binary. If you like to play sports or do a ballet dance, you might be non-binary. If you're not only a boy and you're not only a girl, there's a lot more to gender in this beautiful world. Love yourself and repeat after me. I love that I'm non-binary. I love that I'm non-binary.
Now remember, children, you have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else. Happy Pride!
Next up is going to be some amazing, recharging, effervescent teens coming all the way from the Diversionary Teen Program, their summer acting program. Yes, make sure that we are giving to the youth, because what? The youth are the future. And who else than the Education Director, Skyler Sullivan, coming to tell y'all a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Skyler Sullivan, Director of Education and Outreach here at Diversionary Theater. Welcome to our collaboration with San Diego Pride and the Old Globe. The pieces you're about to see were created in two of our free programs, Teenversionary and Stonewall Salon. Both are for LGBTQ and allied ensembles to come work on writing, acting, and storytelling. We help them and encourage them to tell a vulnerable story that needs to be told. Thank you for all of our generous donors and sponsors that keep these programs going, and a special shout out to the Globe sponsors as well. And from all of us here, have an awesome weekend and happy Pride.
Why are we powerless to save the people we love? Where's the republic our fathers died for?
Lack of understanding leading us away from unity.
Wrong information always shown by the media. Negative images is the main criteria, infecting young minds faster than bacteria. When Mexico is sending their people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime.
Don't live in silence.
It is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity, there is beauty and there is strength. But if you only got love for your own race, then you're going to leave space for others to discriminate.
Tell me, what happened to the love and the fairness and equality? Instead of spreading love, we're spreading animosity.
When everyone else is more comfortable remaining voiceless,
rather than fighting for humans who have had their rights stolen, our culture founded from oppression.
Out of the closet and into the street. No freedom till we're equal.
You may shoot me with your words.
You may cut me with your eyes.
You may kill me with your hatefulness.
But still like air I'll rise. A world so hateful some would rather die than be who they are.
Strip away the fear.
Together we rise.
Together we rise.
Together we rise.
Together we rise.
Everyone these days always seems to try to group things and people together. From that desire for order, you get harmful stereotypes, but also just mildly annoying generalizations. For example, a generalization between a child and their parent. In fact, a study was done, and if a young person and an old person are walking together, strangers will almost automatically think the two are related, regardless if they look similar. If we keep these small stereotypes, how will we be able to bring down the stereotypes that affect our justice systems or our police force? In order to bring down a system that has oppressed us for so many years, we need to start small, otherwise we'll have no foundation to build a just society upon. There's this idea that majority rules, but that isn't necessarily true now, is it? If the majority ruled, we would have had a just government by now, wouldn't we? In theory, majority rules, but in today's society, it's minority rules. Not minorities as in the racial minorities, but in the economic minorities. John Nash and John von Neumann gave us a powerful theory that can be used to help us out of our socioeconomic prisons, something called game theory. I encourage you to look them up. I think you'll find some pretty interesting information on them. But after this, I think the biggest question to ask yourself is how you help to enforce these damaging systems and how you can change that. If we ever want to change the world, you can't do it immediately. There's no button that ends all corruption, and there are many things we need to reform. But one of the best ways to help is by focusing on the one thing you have almost complete control over, yourself. You don't even have to stop completely. As long as you are actively anti-stereotypes and correct yourself when you slip up, that's a great start. Our brains are wired to make assumptions, and we've been taught from a young age things like strangers are bad or your family are the safest people to trust, when in fact the people most likely to hurt you emotionally or physically is your family or close friends/partners. We need to break down these walls. They keep us chained to ideals that just work against us.
Let me take you back to a time I most regret. It was a cold Friday afternoon in 7th grade. There I am, sitting next to my two friends. Let's call them Dylan and Kyle. It never crossed my mind that these two boys would say such things or do such things. They were like my brothers. So we were all just talking carelessly on this metal table while we watched the rain in front of us hit the ground like hail. We're at the cafeteria, and there are only a few other people around us. Dylan stopped mid-sentence and turned to me and says, "You see that girl over there? She's pretty hot." Kyle hears what Dylan says. "Damn, I'm gonna tap that," he comments. This was the first time I heard someone not from a movie say things like that. I mean, it was 7th grade. Was it normal for them to say things like that? Oh, I'm sorry. Boys will be boys. I had no idea what to say or do. "Please don't say that," I snapped. Please? That was not good enough. They were probably thinking, oh, she's just the quiet type. But I am not the quiet type. But I wasn't heard, and I needed to be heard. Like a moth to a flame, a couple of Dylan and Kyle's friends came over to our table and started staring at the girl like a hawk. "Damn," they said. "She was only sitting there a few tables away from us." But all the boys were all the same, just gawking at her like she's a picture. So the girl became more and more sexualized with every passing moment while I just sat there watching them vomit these nauseating words. Look at me just sitting there like one of their pictures. Suddenly, Kyle gets up and starts hollering to her. He shouts, "Hey, mamas!" I sit in silence, hiding every inch of anger coursing through my body. The girl looks up. He approaches her. She has a disgusted yet frightened look on her face as she is alone now. I can see her look past Kyle and stare right into my eyes. The anger reaches my brain. I immediately get up and start to run towards Kyle. Right before he places his hand on her lower back, I scream, "You asshole!" He whips his head around looking as frightened as the girl. Now Kyle only has his eyes on me. I was not thinking this through. He's my friend. He was always there for me. Did I have a fucking right to call him something like that? There was silence. Everyone was watching me. But all of a sudden, Kyle sees a hand move around and hit him right in the side of the face. The girl punched him. I can safely say we're all shocked at this point. Now trust me on this. No one is as brave as that girl. And if you ever see something like this about to happen, just remember, the victim won't always be the brave one.
I'm 14 years old. I'm laying down in my room. The resort in the house so toxic, it oozes in the atmosphere. I'm on the break running, but instead, it's my mind running circles around me, angry, sad, and drained. It's yelling at me memories I tried to bury deep inside my blackened body, but it was too late. They arose and hit me like a screeching train. I hate you. Demon child, what is wrong with you? Are you dumb? Why do you act this way? All the things that she said to me. I'm screaming, save me from my thoughts, but no one can hear me. They wouldn't listen if they did. Boiling tears run down my face as I try to fight off my mind, but it'll never work. Those words will always be a part of me, along with my thoughts, popping up every time like the day, never stopping. It breaks and pieces me away, and more, I start not to care. Day after day, I become more empty inside, almost like a corpse or a hollow shell that's aware, but not enough to care, all because of her. She's always there mocking me, when I'm only just a child. I've only been in this plane for 14 years, but it feels like centuries of pain. But it's only just begun, and that's the scary part, because by the time I'm 18, I'll be unstable, and anything and everything could break me. All because she doesn't understand me, and doesn't want to take the time to piece me together. Well, in her eyes, nothing should be wrong with me. I'm not starving, or homeless, or on the brink of dying. To her, I'm just a child who has bad influence in life. While this may be true, there's a deeper problem, something root from when I came into the world. I was from only seeing red to a rainbow, and maybe something didn't connect right away when I came out, and it's never going to connect. Maybe that's what's wrong with me, or maybe I'm just overdramatic. However, she will never know what I feel. She'll never know that I'm twisted up inside and ready to burst, because as soon as I walk out this room, I smile through the pain. I act goofy to hide the fact that I'm on the brink of crying. I'll always be on the break, but nevertheless, I can never end it, because I don't want to hurt her as she hurts me.
We must all work together to do our best. Never doubt that thoughtful, well-committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.
People believe that the youth of this country are insignificant.
People believe that the youth have no voice.
That's all right. We'll endure it.
We'll survive it. We may have all come on different ships.
But we're all in the same boat now.
We shall all work together to do our best. While it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing.
If you keep looking down on everyone, you won't notice your own weakness. A nation is no stronger than its weakest people.
Deep down, I know that I'm just a human.
But that doesn't mean I'm not prepared to try.
I can draw my sword and fight.
And we'll endure it. We'll survive it.
We are going to purify politics and elevate the press.
We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, not the victim.
Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented.
And as long as you hold a person down, a part of you has to be down there to hold them down. So it means you cannot soar as you might otherwise.
We shall all work together to do our best. That is what I believe we must do right now.
Dear Alzheimer's, you kept the lights on and told us no one was home. Once, you explained to my grandfather that I was my mother, yet my mother did not exist in his memory. 2 weeks later, you offered to make me toast when I was sick. I explained to him we do not have a toaster and you insisted you make me toast. 2 days before his 81st birthday, you made him get up in the middle of the night and turn the stove on. An empty pot on top of a pan. Smoke waking up the house. Once, you told him Chief called. He's to be deployed in Japan. At 2 a.m., you told him that soup belongs on a plate, not in a bowl. You greet me every night with good morning. Dear Alzheimer's, it is nearly 3 years since these stories, and you have become nothing but the epitome of uncooperation. Your indiscriminate approach to the memories he keeps and loses is agonizing. Your actions are partially the result of unconsumed Amenda pills on nights he couldn't be bothered to choke on them. I wish we could go back to the days when his only symptom was innocently forgetting ingredients in oatmeal cookies. I wish you wouldn't tell my grandfather that salmonella is okay. Eating from the trash makes sense. I wish you would restore the memories that we worked so hard on while making kettle corn and feeding the ducks. Dear Alzheimer's, I don't know when I'm writing from, or if this passage will ever be true, but there may be a positive side to you. Every day is a new adventure to him. He's easily impressed by a cookie and a cup of milk. He hears fictitious jazz music in his ears, but at least it keeps him entertained. He talks to the walls in his sleep, but at least he is not lonely. And in his dreams, his Navy buddies are alive and well. However, the momentary happiness that he experiences while he remembers giving his crewmates swirlies does not exempt the years of altered and erased memories. So dear Alzheimer's, together we rise against you for the body you invaded. And one more thing. At least if I ever decided to come out to him, he'd forget.
All right, let's hear it for those brave teens and their inspiring performance. Oh my goodness, give them another round of applause. Let them know that you see them and that you support them, because as I said, the youth is the future. So y'all better go ahead and invest in the future. Make sure that they know we here and we love y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into our next section of professional writers. Oh my God, giving us the professional play readings. Oh my God, giving me the Shakespeare of it all. Oh. Acting. As y'all can see, I'm a little bit of an actress. I'm joking. Mama, I act like I know what's going on. I never know what's happening. But I can tell y'all that next up we're going to have 3 more amazing pieces, all inspired by this year's Pride theme, When We Rise. So let's go ahead and let's see what this inspired them to give us, because we know that they're always coming to serve it up.
A Summoning by Jaime Estepa. Characters: Dante, gay, 22 years old, Asian American man. Carlo, queer man of color, 24 years old. Robbie, 25-year-old person of color. And Stormy, a spirit that inhabits Carlo's body during the festival. Setting: Balboa Park on a sunny, humid July afternoon. The streets of downtown San Diego are decked in the color rainbow. Hordes of festival goers are in every direction, jaywalking from the streets into the park, protruding from security lines, waiting to enter the celebration, clumping together on the grass, seemingly separated by both race and by age. It's Pride weekend. At Rise, Dante, Carlo, and Robbie laugh together as they skip off from the bag check tables and into the Pride Festival.
This feels so surreal.
What does? Finally feeling like yourself out in the open?
Nah, babe, I think he means getting patted down in a crop top.
Patted down? No, with my belly button out? Definitely new. Oh, maybe I should go grab a shirt for my car.
Come on, Dante, you're beaming. You know that?
I think I'm gushing. No, melting, actually. This blush is turning to gush.
So this is about my makeup job? You're lucky I can beat your face with a brush.
Whoa, Robbie, chill. We're probably to have fun, be out and loud. Look at the streamers popping around us.
Ooh, Dante, you are so lucky.
Babe.
Babe.
Dante's not about to insult one of your IG tutorials. Again.
All right. Dante, you're glowing, hun. Likely in part to my skills. Anyway, what I really want is to see you out in the dance floor in your fit.
Yes, let's go, Dante.
I think I need a drink first. Can we get drinks? Let's get drinks.
You sure you can't do it sober?
Nope.
Dante.
Liquid courage, right? Like Sylvia and Marcia had some liquid courage before the first brick, don't you think?
I don't know if that's the same thing.
Okay, well, maybe consider this my first brick.
Dante, that was Stonewall. A riot? The queer trans uprising?
Yeah, I know, but it was a bar, Carlo.
I mean, I would argue they didn't have to drink to do their thing, but...
Damn it, Carlo, I have a 21 plus wristband, I am gushing from my eyeliner down, and my midriff is oddly freezing in the summer and needs to be warmed up now before I do any kind of dancing.
All right. Let's go shotgun a beer or something and get you out of here.
Oh, now that's what I call mask. TM.
Yeah, I know, babe. All men suck. Even me.
Yes, even you. Let's get you some glitter liquor, Dante. Hi, can I get 3 unicorn horn cocktails, please?
We're supposed to shotgun, Robbie.
The 2 of you can be masked men another time. Let's have some fun.
Wow, this is sparkling as much as Edward Cullen.
Come on, Dante, let's down it.
To being released. Cheers. I love this song.
All right, kid. You got to move your feet on your own at some point.
Kid? I'm what, 2 years younger than you? And why does it sound like you've been vaping for 84 years? Did you take a tequila shot while I wasn't looking?
Interesting invention, isn't it? Smoke that tastes like fruit. But is it really just smoke? Me, I prefer the earthiness of it. Makes me feel real mask.
I didn't know you smoked. Look, I'm okay with just chilling with my drink here. Why don't you go join your partner?
It's because of the fit, isn't it? You know, kid, you look great.
No.
You do. You look great, and I'll be damned if I could have been at something like this back when I was still doing my thing in Old West Village.
West Village? Where's that?
Manhattan. I see it now, the suits, the cigars, and ooh, man, I love when I had a fresh cut. I would just walk up to the bouncer and do that head nod y'all do. And bam, I'm in like a man, a real man.
I thought you were a San Diego native.
Doesn't matter. The point is, you really gotta own it, kid. Yeah, you'll get some stares, but here, it's like the in through up outside and into the future. Here you got masks, femmes, and drag everywhere you look like it's nothing. And I'll tell you what, it is nothing. Now, why don't you just go out there like it is nothing?
It's not nothing. I don't know how to do this.
Do what? I know you can dance. Our friend Carlo here has been to your competitions.
What's with the third person? Is this another role-playing thing you and Robbie are doing again?
Never mind that. You gotta do anything. But just get out there and dance. I'll request a song from the DJ for you.
No, I don't know how to dance in this.
Ah, so it is the fit.
Well, no. I mean, yeah. It's that plus my dancing. I dance femme around my teammates, but I'm so tall. They block me in the back during our femme pieces at shows. It's just different out here. I feel so exposed.
Kid, every day I was exposed. I lived as a straight man up in Chicago once. Did you know that? I thought, hey, if I'm gonna keep breathing, then I might as well be out in the open and let summer bake me in a suit. I'd rather be in a blazer and trousers than in the heat than let the wind blow me away in a sundress.
I didn't know you lived in all these places.
Point is, I wasn't straight and I wasn't a man, but I dressed like the king I was and always have been. And yeah, I got up on stages too, just like you. I mean, obviously my singing's a little bit better, but I know what it's like to get stares for being damn good looking and not what they expected all at the same time.
This is really nice, but I am so confused.
Man, you're thinking a lot, kid. Go have fun and dance and let people be surprised at how damn good you can dance in shorts as tight as those. Man, Carlos keeps seeing the TikTok dances you do, and he'll film a new one while you're out there.
Dante, come on. I know you got the moves for this one.
Okay, I'm coming. Thanks, Carlo.
Hey, call me Stormy.
What? You stormed what? Come on, man. What fantasy are you and Robbie playing at now?
Playing? I'm not playing, Dante. Nice to meet you. Your friend Carlo can have his body back now.
What the?
Dante, get over here.
Oh, I love this part.
Tired. That's the only word that comes to my mind when I think of how I feel about coming to these lesbian get-togethers. I mean, I love Oriah, and her wife is cool. I have nothing against her. But these parties, I guess it's just that I'm tired of being the only single person in the bunch. The only somebody that doesn't have somebody. When I was younger, it was cool. I mean, shit, it was great. I'd walk into a room full of beautiful women, single as fuck, and I'd feel their eyes on me. I'd feel their energy shift as they tried to casually go about their business, the whole while taking in my every move. Back then, I liked walking in solo and being new meat. Back then, I knew that by the end of the night, I would have wielded my charms on the woman of my choosing, and whether she'd come alone or not, she'd be leaving with me, either physically or mentally. Some part of her would be leaving that party with me that night. That's just how it was. And I liked it. But now it's different. Now that I'm older, the women in my friends group are in serious relationships, planning weddings, buying houses, and trying to get pregnant together. Seems like no one is single, except me. Of course, my last relationship, I'd gotten comfortable. I'd gotten used to having somebody. By the time it ended, somehow 6 years had passed, and in that time, all the people I used to party with had grown up and become adults. Now here I am at Oriah and her wife's newly purchased home, welcoming their newly born son into the world. Yay! I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for them. I really am. But seeing all these women here, booed up with kids and stability and a somebody, right now it's just a little too much for me to handle. I tried to hang as long as I could. Oriah has done everything she can to make me feel comfortable. I guess she can tell I'm not really feeling being here. Plus, she knows I've been pretty down since the breakup. I already met the baby. He's beautiful. Said my hellos, smiled and chatted it up, not to seem standoffish. My duty's done here. Finish this drink, and I'm out. Elaine! Hey!
Meet my homegirl, Lachelle. This is Elaine. Elaine, this is Lachelle.
Well, what have we here? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm so glad y'all are both here. You're both like cute and smart and amazing and single. I mean, shit.
Okay, well, not awkward at all.
Not at all. Hey, I'm just here to help, but I think I hear my baby crying. I should probably go see what that little Negro wants, huh? Whew. I don't know about this motherhood shit, y'all. We'll see how it goes. Hey, toodles. Oh, and please, don't leave here without swapping something. Numbers, spit, I don't know. Both y'all too cute to be single.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I'm gone. Love you. Mean it.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, I love her.
She is special.
One of a kind.
Okay, so I guess tell me something about yourself. This is hella awkward.
Yeah, this is awkward.
A little bit. But please have a seat.
Thank you.
How do you know Araya?
We met at a San Diego lesbian meetup thing. It was a bowling night.
Ah, shit. Not sloppy seconds. Oh, okay. So, were y'all like,
No. I was just there to meet friends. Completely platonic. Because I honestly don't know a lot of queer women. And my straight friends always want to do straight stuff. So I joined the meetup group to meet some queer women, and I met Araya.
Ah, got it. Woo!
And anyway, she's married.
Yeah, but you just never know with Araya. Araya's a freak!
True. How about you? How'd you two meet?
Well, I used to DJ at a club in Hillcrest.
Oh.
Yeah, and Araya would always come and request all her favorite songs and dance all night long.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So after a while, we just kind of got to know each other, and then we became friends.
So you're a DJ?
Was. I don't really DJ so much anymore. Party scene got too old for after a while. I've settled down a lot.
Oh, okay. Because I can't imagine a DJ being single.
You'd be surprised.
I would.
Did this woman just slide in my real life DMs? Yeah. So what do you do?
Crush on DJs.
Wow. Damn. Wrap it up and put a bow on it, why don't you? Happy birthday to me.
Oh, you mean other than that? I'm a dancer.
Really? What kind?
Jazz, modern, hip hop, a little mix of everything.
Oh, that's really cool. Is this a good idea? I am still trying to get over my ex.
Thanks. Yeah, and I also teach dance at the Movement Academy.
Okay, I know where that is. So you got moves.
I do.
I'd love to see sometime.
I'd love to show you.
But F it. It's been a while. I deserve some fun. Did it suddenly just get hot out here, or is it just me?
You are hot.
Call the fire department. Yes, finally, dry spell endeth. Wow. I don't know.
Full disclosure. Araya told me about you a while back. I was telling her how hard it was to meet a woman who's single and attractive and mature, drama-free, and just not totally lame.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
And she told me she had a friend, you, that I might be interested in. She showed me your Facebook, and she was right. You seem very interesting. I've kind of been checking you out for a while.
Really?
Yeah, really. Does that make you uncomfortable?
No. I mean, I'm surprised. But uncomfortable? No, I don't think so. I guess I'm more flattered than anything. It's about to go down.
Well, glad I could make you blush.
Well, full disclosure, I was pretty excited when I saw you walking up with Oriah.
You were?
Yeah.
Well, you sure didn't show it.
I had to play it cool. I can't be showing all my cards.
Well, your bluff is primo. You must win a lot of hands.
You gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em.
Oh, okay, bars. Clever. I'm gonna have to remember that.
You've never heard that before.
What?
Uh-oh. Know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
No. Is that a song?
The Gambler? Kenny Rogers?
No, never heard of him.
Oh, hell. No. How old are you?
Young enough to know how and old enough to know better.
No, really. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh. Okay. Okay, my ass. Run.
What?
I didn't see that coming.
How old did you think I was?
I didn't get close enough to smell the breast milk on your breath. I didn't think about your age. I didn't think you were 25. I guess I just assumed you were at least in your 30s.
People usually think I'm older than I am, but no, I just turned 25 in May.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord Jesus, please forgive me for I have sinned. You just turned 25 last month?
Yeah.
Do you know how old I am?
No. How old are you?
I'm 44.
Okay, and?
And I'm 44. I'm old enough to be your mother.
Oh, come on. You're not old.
Tell that to my back. I'm not young.
So we're a few years apart.
A few years? Ha! Okay. I'm sorry. I feel weird now.
Why? A moment ago you said you were excited to see me. What changed?
Oh, nothing. Just the fact that I'm twice your age and probably could have dated your mom 20 years ago. Better watch out. Her mama might be here now.
Oh, wow. Now you're reaching. First of all, my mom is straight.
I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go.
Hey, what I miss? Where are you going?
My goodness. She is a vision.
I scared Elaine away, Oriah, so I'm gonna head out.
Scared? Ha! I'm not scared. I mean, I am kind of scared, but also intrigued.
What happened?
You're acting scared.
No, I don't scare easily.
Oh, shit. I walked in on something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Prove it.
Hurt me with the word goodbye, though it took some time to survive you. I'm better on the other side. Did a full 180.
Come on, I'm so sick of queerbait. Why do the cis heads think they can take over my happy place? Like the literal world is your happy place. Ugh.
I know I've got a big ego. I really don't know why it's such a big deal, though. Go down, down, down.
Well, shit. The lesbians are so powerful on this app. I swear, my For You page is convinced I'm one of them. If only I could say the same about my parents.
¿Qué pasa? Mom, I'm gay. Mi amor, gracias por decirlo en voz alta. So proud of you. And I love you with all my heart.
Great. Looks like my FBI agent's controlling my feed now. My life is an algorithm. Hey, FBI agent, do you think you want to come out to my parents for me? Bet you could, like, reverse wiretap into their phones or something. Hack into their Facebook memories, write it on their timeline. You gave birth to a baby gay 17 years ago. Well, what a way to be spending my pride. At least someone out there gets it.
Is it on? Okay. My name is Shannon Reiser, and I love my gay son. Hey, baby, I love you.
Wow. Talk about doing the most. Good thing my parents aren't like that.
Hi, so reminder that whatever you feel is like how you feel. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're trans, you're trans. If you're non-binary, cool. Queer, amazing. You just gotta do you, baby. Just do you. Be you.
Ugh, I know. I'm so gay or queer or whatever, but I'm tired of being in this house where I can't just be. TikTok needs a growing up challenge, like wherever you go, you have to put a mask on and not do you. People stay in the closet because it's not that simple to just be.
My heart on fire, don't stop us now. The moment of June, we were born to make history. We'll make it happen, we'll turn it around. Yes, we were born to.
Proud at home challenge, huh?
Girls like boys do, nothing new.
Wow, that was actually really wholesome. I wish I could be out there waving that rainbow flag at the festival. Even if I had to take some cheap necklaces and highlight pink visor from some super muscly float dancer guy, strutting and being all proud like these peeps. Damn, they look good. Maybe I'll do this challenge, and then I'll go to the festival someday. Just do you? Should I? Hey, Mom.
Yes, hun.
Happy Pride.
You what?
I said Happy Pride. It's Pride weekend.
Oh, Happy Pride, baby. You want to come downstairs and celebrate?
That's not what I was expecting.
Ash.
Oh, yeah, sure. Be right there.
Now, y'all know this wouldn't be a good old Pride celebration if we didn't have yet another drag performance coming to turn the party. I am so excited about this next performer. It is the one, the only, the Explorer of them all. It is Laura, the Explorer. So go ahead and let's give them a good old round of applause. Let's sound on off in the chat and let them know that we are going to God.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free.
Oh, y'all better give it up for the King of Kings. It was Laura the Explora. And oh my goodness, that was such a great performance. Now, let's go on ahead and let's throw it back and let's get back into it. We have coming back to us our very own Diversionary Theater teams from the Diversionary Theater Summer Acting Program. And here's the guy. We're also going to be having some of the seniors coming through from the Stonewall Salon. So we're going to go on ahead and we're going to get Skyler back out here and have them give a little bit of the tea on this one.
Hi, I'm Skyler Sullivan, Director of Education and Outreach here at Diversionary Theater. Welcome to our collaboration with San Diego Pride and the Old Globe. The pieces you're about to see were created in two of our free programs, Teenversionary and Stonewall Salon. Both are for LGBTQ and allied ensembles to come work on writing, acting, and storytelling. We help them and encourage them to tell a vulnerable story that needs to be told. Thank you for all of our generous donors and sponsors that keep these programs going, and a special shout out to the Globe sponsors as well. And from all of us here, have an awesome weekend and happy Pride.
TV and media have always been a big part of my life. It has shaped who I am today. Whether it was My Little Pony or Supernatural, there were always things that resonated with me. Then again, there were the things that never got the chance to. Queer representation has always been a hot topic, especially today, whether it was queer baiting, queer coding, or the general lack of LGBT people in the media. Like I said, TV has shaped who I am today, but it wasn't always for the better. I remember when I was still in elementary school, when I was just learning about the queer community, I thought to myself, yeah, I support that, but I'll just be an ally, because I'm straight, right? I thought being gay was this rare thing, like a mythical creature you only saw once in a lifetime. This is what happens when there's so little representation. I believed, like so many other kids, that the shows we were watching were a completely accurate representation of the real world. We looked at the hundreds of heterosexual relationships and thought that was all there was. It took me weeks of questioning and shitty BuzzFeed quizzes for me to figure out that I was bisexual, and even then it took me forever to accept that. And all this because I thought being gay was some rarity. Skip forward a couple of years and I am living the disaster by life and practically swimming in fandoms. Now this is where queer coding comes in. Just to clarify, queer coding is when a character has stereotypically queer traits or is canonically queer, but has many other bad traits or is a villain. When I figured out I was trans, it was almost like I didn't want to be. Coming back to film, it's not like there are many trans characters at all, but there were characters who were coded to seem like that. Whenever there was a character who challenged gender norms at all, it was like that was their only trait, if you could even call it that. And if they did have another trait, it was either that they were the dumb character or the comedy relief. That's how I thought people would see me if I came out as trans. But the thing was, I didn't just want to be trans, I still wanted to be me. So for a long time, I just kept presenting myself as a girl. The only reason I got the courage to start my transition is when I came across some YouTube videos where there were trans people, loads of them, and they were being treated normally. Their gender wasn't their entire identity. And all this because writers couldn't think to show trans people in an empowering way. This just goes to show the influence that TV can have on someone's mindset, even if they don't realize it. One movie, one show can change an entire generation. People have to start realizing the influence the things they put out there have. It infuriates me that off the top of my head, I can't name a single transgender character. It infuriates me that queer baiting is now a thing. It infuriates me that after decades of queer people being misrepresented in the media, that it is still happening today. But even with all this, I do still have some hope. There are some shining gems of good representation. Yuri on Ice, Love, Simon, She-Ra, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I think that if we keep going in this direction, that kids who are like me won't have to be confused, won't have to think they're monsters. Like I said, film has changed me. But I also intend to change film.
It's Valentine's Day, and our main character, let's call her Mallory, is ecstatic to be celebrating it with the boy who her tiny little 7th grade mind thinks she loves. For the purpose of this story, let's call this boy Jake. Jake and Mallory liked each other so much and finally confessed their feelings after about a year of blushing and hiding it. If you asked her who she thought she was going to marry, she would have said Jake with as much confidence as she'd ever have. Little does she know that same Jake would go on to shatter every inch of love that she owned. Jake wasn't very open about his feelings. That's just who he was. He wouldn't share his thoughts with you. He wouldn't ask you how your day was. He wouldn't even talk to you. Jake didn't and still doesn't understand how good relationships are supposed to work. Neither did Mallory, actually. Her eyes were glazed with a skewed reality, and she was blinded by the empty affection of another human being. Only she didn't know it was empty at the time. The day before Valentine's Day, Jake decides that he doesn't have any feelings for Mallory anymore. None whatsoever. Her heart couldn't believe it, but to her mind, it was all beginning to make sense. She realized that she depended on this silly 7th grade boy child to keep her happy. He was all she thought about, but not in a good way. Countless nights were spent crying over this boy who she thought was her only source of happiness. But now, for the first time in her life, her eyes were in focus and she could see through his perfect illusion. Unfortunately, though, like any naive young child, the residue of the bittersweet glaze still covered most of her eyes, and she was still convinced that she loved this boy. Silly Mallory. However, in about a year or so, she would eventually realize that in order for someone to truly love her, she would have to love herself first and keep herself happy on her own. She'll soon see how freeing self-love and appreciation truly is. In the future, Jake, on the other hand, is stuck being cold, selfish, and the apple of every young girl's eye. If only they could see what Mallory finally saw. But still, for now, in her 7th grade self, she's crying in her bed, listening to angsty music and blaming herself for his mistakes. She had no clue what love is, and sure as hell, he didn't either.
Men and boys joke about how women go to the bathroom in groups. They joke about and make fun of us for being offended by their idiocracy. They call us irrational and ask if we're on our period for having feelings. They follow us around and enjoy when we walk faster because we're scared.
And when we say we hate men, they get offended when we stick up for ourselves, but will always excuse another man before even considering us. If it does not apply to you, why are you offended? Why are you so quick to defend another man who you don't even know? We say that because the amount of men and boys who act that way is astonishing and atrocious.
The boys who call girls, little children and teens, whores for wearing a crop top or something suggestive, do they know why we go places in groups? I implore you to understand why women are afraid of men. It's a legitimate fear. Boys will justify rape jokes by calling it dark humor, when I guarantee you know at least one woman who's been through it.
I was 15, walking down the street with my boyfriend when an old man stared at my ass. He only stopped because he realized I was with a guy, and that was the point that made it disrespectful. When I was 14, I was being told that I was lucky I was only raped by a girl because when a guy does it, it makes me less pure, and I should be super grateful that it was only a girl. When I was 13, a boy called me ugly and disgusting and said my hair looked like a mop. And a few years later, he's like, oh no, it's only because I thought you liked me. He didn't want me to like him. I've been dyeing my hair since then.
I was 12. I was wearing sweats and I was in a hospital waiting room alone. An old Navy veteran started masturbating to me, and I couldn't get up in fear that he'd follow me.
When I was 11, I was in line at a store, and a man came up behind me and tried to put his hand on my lower back.
I was 10 when I started saying no to kisses from family members, but they'd get upset if I didn't hug or kiss those family members. I was uncomfortable, and I started doing things to please other people despite being uncomfortable.
I was 7, 8, 9 growing up and being told I couldn't ever walk alone because it's not safe. I didn't realize that that wasn't what parents told their sons in the same way it was told to their daughters. I thought it was because I was little, but now I just realized it was because I'm a girl.
Listen to women. Listen to your kids. Raise your kids to be better and respect boundaries. Whenever your friends say an offensive joke, you stay quiet. You won't stick up for the girl because you want to avoid conflict, right? It's easier for you that way, right?
Women speak out constantly, but they're always dismissed. Together we can be the generation to fix this massive problem. Boys, we do not hate you, but please stand with us and advocate with us.
There is now a battle between the culture of love, reciprocity, and compassion, and the culture of division, hate, and fear.
You may shoot me with your words.
You may cut me with your eyes.
You may kill me with your hatefulness.
But still, like air, I'll rise.
For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others.
I understand. We all have our differences. But while learning about history, I read about different cultures and religions coming together despite their differences.
One note does not make a symphony. One artist does not make an orchestra.
When we begin to realize that any of our personal successes is all of our successes, then we will truly be ready as a species for the next level.
Different plants thrive together in a well-nurtured garden. Just as they thrive, they pass on a message to mankind.
I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things.
Together, we rise. Divided, we fall.
Excuse me? Are you a lesbian?
Yes, I am, and I have been for quite some time.
Okay, good. I'm thinking of becoming one. Well, still trying to figure things out. It's like I know I am, but don't want to accept it.
Oh, my dear, may I ask what's keeping you from accepting that part of yourself?
Both of my parents are actually Catholic and always tell me I should work on my relationship with God. But then I hear them making comments regarding the LGBTQ plus community about how being gay is a sin. Hearing that has made it hard for me to build a relationship with God. I would like to, but it seems that every time I go to a church, I don't feel that I belong. Like I'm in the wrong for being who I am and for loving who I love.
It hurts me to hear you share this story because I too felt unwelcome and despised by my religious tradition. I searched in a lonely spiritual desert for several years. Eventually, I went to seminary and became a minister. And there are more and more GLBT clergy, both East and West, that are sharing stories of God's love for all of us. And you can find them because they announce that they are welcoming and affirming. I hope you're able to continue your exploration in ways that affirm your worth and lovability.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. What advice would you give your 17-year-old self?
First, don't let anyone get in the way of God's love for you as you are. Second, we are stronger together. We need each other. Finally, don't be afraid to let your light, love, strength, and curiosity shine. I see young people like you leading the way to a more just and sustainable future.
I completely agree. There's so much strength in unity. Seeing how people have chosen to unite as a whole and use their voices for greater good is so powerful. They are taking to the streets and demanding justice. Justice for people of color. Justice for indigenous people. Justice for women. Drawing attention to white supremacy. With youth becoming more involved and with people beginning to speak up more and educate themselves more, we are building such a strong momentum that will lead us to a better future.
Yes, it is so important for us to share our stories of love and hope because people are daring themselves to be better. because together
we rise.
I lay there on the autopsy table, as open and as visible as I'll ever be, as doctors scrutinize and examine what's left of me. My face intact, body broken, soul's raging thunderstorm silenced, by the only way they know how. I died fighting as I had promised myself, standing up for those like me. With an average life expectancy of 45 as a trans feminine person, 27 was long and fulfilling. My funeral will be held under a different name, in honor of a different person. 45. 35 if you aren't white. My midlife crisis would be happening about now, at 17. The sexist and transphobic society we live in allows femininity to dabble across the spectrum of expression, as tomboys are now largely part of the norm. As for a counterpart, you'll take a while to only find femboys as a fetishized approximation, most often called by the term trap, as if a feminine-presenting person who is assigned male at birth would trick men into being gay, or the chasers who seek out trans women as their dirty little secret, which is a whole separate can of worms. TV shows often show one of their male characters in a dress, and that's it. That's the whole punchline. Cue laugh track while somewhere else in the world, some teenage trans girl becomes another part of the 41% suicide rate statistic because she was bullied and beaten for trying to explore her gender and simply exist. These jokes, these ignorant and hateful ideologies and perversions of trans existence results in misinformation and death en masse. A surgeon pulls another charred bullet from my diaphragm. The silence is deafening. We are murdered for simply trying to be ourselves, trying to escape the crushing weight of our own bodies working against us. The hoops we have to jump through for a chance of acceptance every single day, like tucking, can outright kill us if we aren't careful, much like the similar process of binding, a process by which transmasculine people can attain body features that suit them without means of surgery. Even long after the death of Marsha P. Johnson, one of the most prominent heroes of the Stonewall riots and known trans women, is often simply written off as a drag queen, a male performer who creates a feminized and dramatized persona, often to satirize certain parts of society. RuPaul's Drag Race is full of problematic queens, with issues often including racism, and since these drag shows are the mainstream depiction of gender nonconforming expression, actual trans women are left with stereotypes that are harmful and destructive, allowing people like J.K. Rowling to parade their transphobia as feminism, excluding us from women's spaces rather than trying to help us in the very similar struggles we face. There is nothing radical about trans exclusion. The doctor looks back at the autopsy table. The body is gone. My fight isn't over yet. I am Talia, my storm is insatiable. Where will you be when my lightning strikes and my thunder roars?
Coming out. Alexa, stop that music. My name is Joe, and my story is about God and monsters. The year was 1977, and Nita Bryant had launched her crusade of hate to overturn a ban on discrimination based on sexual orientation. Bryant was a devout Christian and a painful reminder why I left my church. When I was a little boy, I attended Sunday catechism at Our Lady of Perpetual Guilt. Sister Gertrude ruled that class with fear. If you deviate from the teachings of the Catholic Church, God will drop the roof on your head. Whoa! When my Aunt Mary took me to her Protestant church service to drop the roof on me, I looked up and then at her and thought, Aunt Mary is so kind and loving, God would never hurt her. I'm safe. The church's grip on me began to loosen, and I would never again blindly accept its word as gospel. In the summer of 1970, I marched in my first gay pride parade in New York City. Tens of thousands of us marched up Fifth Avenue shouting, out of the closets and into the streets, and hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's got to go. We were out and proud and free. Little did we know, a deadly monster was looming in the shadows. In 1987, I tested positive for HIV. There was this ticking time bomb inside of me, and anyone who got close could become its next victim. I steeped myself in spiritual practices and metaphysical teachings that offered a glimmer of hope and the possibility of a miracle. One day, I visited a doctor who claimed he could eradicate HIV from the body. I walked into his office, introduced myself, and extended my hand. He declined. The virus might be transmitted through your perspiration. How can you claim to heal me if you're afraid to touch me? I turned to the door. He reached for the knob. I'll get that. We don't want to take any chances. Sitting in my dark apartment that night, I felt hopeless and alone. I dropped to my knees in prayer, and amidst my tears, I heard a still small voice ask,
"Do you want to live?"
My best answer in the moment is, I don't want to die. And then I heard,
"What would you do with the gift of more time?"
I'd never thought of time as a gift before. But I would use the time I'm given to have a positive impact on our community. I came out of the HIV closet, enrolled in an experimental vaccine study, facilitated safer sex workshops, and spoke with clergy groups about the needs of the HIV/AIDS community. That monster that had threatened my very existence gave purpose and meaning to my life. Now, 33 years later, my viral load is miraculously undetectable. I have watched an openly gay man make a run for president, and I've lived to see marriage equality become the law of the land. My husband Ryan and I are celebrating 12 years together soon. Not 11 as I thought. They always have the answer. You see, love always wins. All it needs is time. Namaste.
I adored my father. As a matter of fact, he was pretty much everybody's favorite dad, from my school friends to my sister's high school and college chums. You know, on Saturday night, he would take us to the record store, and whoever's turn it was got to pick a new 45. He would go for Frankie Vale or That's Domino. Little 12-year-old Mark, right to the latest Barbra Streisand. No kidding. And he wouldn't even roll his eyes. In high school, my extracurricular activities consisted of singing and dancing in top hats and tights. Dad loved it. And he was as dutiful as any soccer mom. How could I not love this man? He was second-generation Irish Catholic, saddled with that same heavy drinker DNA as his father and brother. Misfortune, in the form of the Great Depression, forced him to give up a full scholarship in engineering so he could bring some much-needed cash into the family household of 6. When he was 18, for $8 a week, he sold men's suits at a downtown high-end store, and occasionally even got to model the latest fashions for the better customers. Side note, that DNA, I received none of his 5'10", 155-pound frame, nor his thick, wavy black hair. On the positive side, I didn't get that heavy drinker DNA either, so. Following his dream to be a machinist, he spent the next 30 years in the same factory. But the joy of being a draftsman soon morphed into the stress of being a big boss. His weekend drinking expanded into weekdays. One summer, when I was 15 and we were home alone, his condition was so serious, my mother told me to get a taxi and take him to that special hospital where he had dried out before. Getting in there was a challenge, and even more so when, after he was admitted, I was told I had to go home because I was too young to visit him. Too young to visit him. I never told my father I was gay. When I was 20, in the middle of one of my sister's crises, I told my mother, but she couldn't really handle it at that moment. 2 weeks later, due to all of the drinking and heavy smoking, my father had a massive heart attack and died at age 53. It was another crash box for my mother, who still hadn't absorbed that she was getting no grandchildren from her boy. A week later, I took her down to the factory and we were going to clear out Dad's office. We walked through dozens of metal desks where there was an alarming number of 5x7 photos. Young men in baseball and football gear, all proclaiming the proud heterosexuality of these guys' kids. I was frankly intimidated by this proclamation of pride in their butch sons. Then we got to Dad's desk. Sitting there for no one to miss was a framed 5x7 picture of me in the outrageous fashion statement of a knickers suit, puffy bow tie, knee-high argyle socks, pink suede platform saddle shoes, on top a leather pilgrim hat with a broad brim and a purse. The fact that he had no rough and tumble photo of his kids' heteronormality hadn't bothered him a bit. I cried for a moment. His coworkers thought it had to do with just the mere loss of my father, but no. No, it was the recognition that I had this whole exciting gay life ahead of me that he had been conscious of, but now wouldn't get to share with me. Dad, I think of you every day, and I miss the love we shared in my youth. I miss terribly the love and conversations that we'd never had as adults, the pain I might have allayed, the joy you would have had from your daughter's children, and the laughter you would have shared with your son's husband.
I'm Joyce. This is my story. Summer of 1967. I'm 15! Here in my mom's house, which used to be my grandmother's house. Grandma died here when I was just 4. Mom's 51. She's at work in her beauty salon. It's connected to our home, but it has its own front entrance. But her customers insist on coming in the back door into my room. So even though it's summer, I have to be up early, I have to have my bed made, my room cleaned. Plus it's Wednesday, the day Mom does most of her perms. Makes the whole house stink. I don't like those smells, and I complain about the lack of privacy. But I'm really proud of my mom. You see, she was born with birth defects that left her missing 1 and 2 joints on almost all her middle fingers. Yet she went to beauty school after the 8th grade. They didn't think she could succeed, but my grandmother demanded that they give her a chance. She graduated first in her class. Oh, I know I've complained about the lack of privacy, But the truth is, I like having the hustle and bustle of Mom's friends and customers around all the time. It's like having a multitude of mothers. They give me advice. They celebrate my successes. Friday homework should be done on Friday night. Soon you'll get your learner's permit. I hear your team is 10-2 for the season. You should be a teacher. Today, Mrs. Hartman is reminding me once again, when you were born, the Neighborhood Link newspaper published a story headlined, "Baby Orchid is Born." You see, Mom's beauty salon is the Orchid Beauty Salon. The clipping's still in her scrapbook. But today we're fighting again. No, I'm never taking over the beauty salon. Yes, I'm going away to college. Mom's going through menopause, and I'm going through adolescence. There are hormones bouncing everywhere. Mom says to me, "But my business is your legacy." But I'm a strong-willed young woman, just like my mom and my grandmother. I have to spread my own wings. I'll be the first in my family to go to college. We don't know many other than my teachers who have gone. And I'll be away at school a very short time before I fully realize this demanding urge to get away. I fully discover I'm a lesbian! It's easier to come out from a distance than to come out within a family that might be hostile, that you have to live with. But my family's not hostile. They say to me, "We don't quite understand it, but we love you and accept you because you're you." This is unusual in Missouri. I'm lucky they aren't brainwashed with anti-gay hate. Yes, I'm a very lucky young woman. But in 1965, there's yet another angst in the air. My mom's been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she's scheduled her mastectomy. Little do we know that in just 15 years, when I'm only 30, I'll be going through the same thing. But like my mom, we'll both kick cancer's butt.
I'm just telling y'all, Whitney said it best. The children are the future, and let me tell you, those kids, they came and they provided. Thank y'all so much to our Diversionary Theater Teen Summer Program, and to those seniors from the Stonewall Salon. Oh my goodness. Skyler, let me tell you! You know what you're doing over there, okay? We want to thank y'all for your openness and your beautiful performance. Oh my goodness, it was just so good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump on into the next segment with these 4 gorgeous pieces, all right, y'all? All within the theme of pride. So go on ahead and sit back and relax, and let's jump on into it.
Soul Kiss. Characters. Shay, black masculine presenting woman, 21. And Lauren, black feminine woman, also 21. At Rise, nighttime. Shay and Lauren are sitting in a parked car taking turns drinking from a small bottle of Hennessy.
What? I told Kesha we were going to a club tonight. She said, make sure you don't fall asleep.
Right?
You remember that?
How do you fall asleep in a club? Who does that?
I was tired and it was boring.
But my G, in a club, music blasting, people everywhere, how could you sleep through all that? I mean, you straight hit the drunk hobo pose, drool and all, in the club. You are something else.
See, that just shows you how tired that spot was. I couldn't even stay awake.
Yeah, you're right. That spot needs a nap.
All that ugh, God, that music gives me a headache.
Honestly, I don't even mind the music that much. It's just there ain't no color in there. Like, none. I get tired of seeing a bunch of white people wiggling around on each other.
Yeah, me too. And then when we come in, they act like we're on display at the fucking zoo.
God, I know. Oh my God, you're so exotic.
Wow, your hair is so cool. Can I touch it? No, you can't touch my shit. Back up off me.
What about the ones that just reach out and touch you as they walk by? Like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous.
Girl, I'd be ready to pop the fuck off.
Girl, I can't. If one more Becky puts their paws on me. But really, those spots aren't even for us.
True.
Remember when we went to the grand opening of Gossip Girl's new spot?
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember, we walked in to sit down and there's pictures of white women on the tables.
Right. And we kept looking around to trying to find one picture with some color.
Right. One picture with a drop of color. Pictures of women everywhere, and every single one was white. So they were letting us know off top that that place was not meant for us. We got that message loud and clear.
And yet we keep going there.
There's nowhere else to go.
This spot might be kind of cool though.
Black girl on the flagger, what? Okay, soul kiss.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, we might be on to something here.
Right, she got a little fro popping too.
Yeah, she fine low key. Is she gonna be up in there tonight? Let me find out.
Oh, you ready to go in? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so you ready to go in?
Let's just wait a couple minutes.
For what? The bottle's empty, and I'm ready to get in there and fuck some shit up. Get it in.
You a fool.
For real though. What's up? You look nervous.
I don't really want anybody to see me going in there.
Why? Anybody like who?
I don't know.
Wait. Are you afraid for somebody to see you walking into a gay club?
I mean,
really? That's what you're worried about? Fool! Anybody can look at you and tell you're gay.
I know, but I don't know.
You go to the clubs in Hillcrest all the time.
I know, but that's different. Everybody goes to Hillcrest, gay, straight, whoever. Nobody's tripping there.
So how is this any different?
I mean, this is gay. The flyer actually says for women who love women. What if I see somebody in my family or something?
If you don't come on, nobody is tripping off you. I mean, come on. You have a fade. You rock Timbs. I think your secret's out, bro.
I know. All right, let's go.
Yes. Y'all about to get this work. Y'all about to get this work.
End of scene. Scene 2. Shay and Lauren walk up to the club. There's a long line of Black women waiting to get in. The music from inside can be heard from the street.
This line is crazy, and the music is popping, eh? I'm seeing all these honeys out here too. It's about to be a good night.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Wait, is that your cousin Tina up at the front of the line?
That is Tina. What the hell? What is she doing here?
The same thing you're doing here, apparently.
What up, Cash? Yeah, we just got in line. Yeah, it's crazy. We're not even inside yet, and it's already popping. Baddies everywhere. I didn't even know there was this many Black people in San Diego. Yo, I guarantee I'm not falling asleep tonight. Let me hit you back later.
End of play.
Mama?
My child is an adult.
Mama?
Grown. Moved out. They can vote, they can drive, they can buy beer.
Mama?
Not he, not she, but they. They can binge watch TV for hours, forget to take their trash out, buy a pallet of mac and cheese from Costco, and neglect to brush their teeth, all on their own. Sometimes I think about those newborn moments and what I whispered after their first captured breath. You're meant to fly, my love. Last night, they called for me.
Mama, I'm in my room. I can't leave. My roommate threatened to bash my skull in. My pronouns upset him. My clothing upsets him. My partner upsets him. My very existence upsets him. He's gonna... Mama?
My child was splitting rent with hatred. They weren't safe. And I wasn't there. All on their own. My child has fought battles. I have watched my kid carry burdens they were never owed. I've watched them step up to the edge of defeat, look down into its darkness, and find the strength to fly across that abyss to the edge of possibility. But now they're back in the fight. Someone was threatening to throw them into that abyss. All I could do was just stay on the phone. So late last night, I told them a story to stay on the line while danger lurked outside their bedroom door. A story to help them wait until it was safe to leave. I whispered, just hold on.
Mama?
Once upon a time, there was a child that lived in a wide valley of tall grass. In this valley, there was a village filled with people that lived peacefully, with a catch. See, this valley was governed by a creature, a force called the Hateful Thing. The Hateful Thing was always present, reminding the people of the village that they must never try to elevate. The child, however, saw so much possibility nested between the clouds and often wondered what a higher perspective would offer. The village had had its share of people that flew over the years, but the Hateful Thing took care of them. Sure, these people would take to the air, causing a fuss, but not for long. Anyone that dared fly would be torn from the sky and smashed to the ground by the Hateful Thing. If a villager even thought about flight, the Hateful Thing would tour the landscape and whisper, "People were meant to walk on the ground. This is how it has always been and must be. If you rise, you are a threat to the very safety and sanctity of the valley." The creature would turn the villagers against one another. Be aware of those dubious characters prone for flight. So the child, having learned what happens to those that fly, stayed low to the ground, hidden, afraid to fly. One day, the child found a kite, and as they lifted it from the ground, they noticed a long string attached. This string stretched all the way toward the edge of the valley, where the Hateful Thing lived. And written on this kite were instructions for flight.
Run. Run fast and hard and don't stop. But run against the wind. This is how you rise. The child looked across the wide valley and stared directly into the eyes of the hateful thing. And ran. As soon as the hateful thing saw the kite flapping above the grass, it raged and roared, sending a gust of hot air, nearly ripping the child's hand from the string. The child held tight and rose. Up between the clouds, out of harm's way. They could see across the stretch of valley. They could see the hateful thing, earthbound and enraged. Up the child went so high, they could see the curve of the earth. They could see beyond the valley. They could see possibility. More importantly, they could see how to get there. This infuriated the hateful thing even more, and it let loose a gale of fierce rage so strong the kite was thrust up beyond the clouds. And suddenly, the child felt a tug and realized the kite string was connected to the hateful thing, and it appeared as though it was spinning faster and faster as the kite lifted further into the sky. The child looked closer and noticed the hateful thing was unraveling. It was getting smaller and smaller. The villagers took notice too. All eyes were on the hateful thing, unwinding and unwinding and unwinding. It was a furious revolution until the string let loose from the creature, revealing the hateful thing's true identity. Fear. A small and feeble fear.
The child saw this and smiled gently. Understanding they no longer needed the kite to fly, the child let go of the string and watched as the kite slowly drifted to the ground. Somewhere down there, close to the ground, might need it in the future. Unchecked fear may grow into a force that spews hatred again. Mama?
Yes?
I'm not on my own here. Right now, not really. I have my instructions from Martha P. Johnson, Professor E.K. Johnson, Frank Camney, Barbara Giddings, Harry Hay.
So many that ran against the wind. Some winning, so many lost. They all call us to elevate.
The fearful thing on the other side of my bedroom door cannot keep me from what I want to do. I refuse to stop seeing what's possible. Not when I can see it so clearly. It's undeniable that the arc of the moral universe has been bending towards justice.
Yes, but my dear child, run. Run fast and hard and don't stop, but run against the wind. This is how you rise. Just hold on.
And We Danced, or 100 Years of Brave. Characters: Ruth Ellis, Black, masculine presenting lesbian in her 90s. Chanel, Black woman, 30s. Renee, Black woman, 30s. And Ceciline Bade Franklin, Black woman, timeless. Setting, 1990s, a family home in Detroit, Michigan. At Rise, 3 women are seated at a nicely set table. Dinner is served.
You look lovely, Miss Ruth.
What? I still got it, huh?
You do.
We're very happy to have you, Miss Ruth. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you. This is all so beautiful. This beautiful food. Oh, my. This is just so nice.
Let's eat.
Oh, yes, yes.
Would you like to say grace, Miss Ruth?
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for this food we're about to receive. Bless the hands that prepared it. Amen. Thank you. Well, I swear, you're all just so kind. Thank you again for having me. This is just wonderful.
Of course, Miss Ruth. It's an honor to have you. Chanel's told me so much about you. I'm so happy to finally get to meet you.
Oh, yes, Chanel. That's my little sweet girl. Always been such a sweet girl. I remember when you was just a little thing running around here with your diaper on. Such a sweet girl. And you done grown up to such a lovely lady. Just as beautiful as you can be. I'm so proud of you. I know your mama's proud of you too. God rest her soul.
Thank you, Miss Ruth. So Renee is thinking about throwing some parties for women who love women, and I told her about you.
Yes, Chanel tells me your home used to be a safe space for lesbians back in the 30s and 40s. And you used to throw parties?
Oh, child, did I. I sure did. Me and my babe. We had a little house right down there on Oakland Avenue, right by Old Man Leon's bar. Back then, we called it a juke joint, you see. You remember that, babe? Old Man Leon's juke joint.
Oh, yeah. I remember that mean old man. How could I forget? Ooh, he was nothing nice.
Yes, he was mean for sure.
He didn't like our kind, you see. So when we go into the bar to get a little nip, listen to some music, and cut a rug.
We love to dance.
Love to dance. But that mean old man, he'd treat us like we were dirt on the bottom of a shoe. Just mean for no reason.
So I decided, well, if we ain't welcome there, we might as well just start our own juke joint where we don't have to worry about that mean old Leon and his ugly ways.
You did. You did. But I was not okay with the idea at first.
You were worried.
I was, because it wasn't safe for us during that time. You gals now, you're lucky, because it's different for you now. People don't mind so much if you're gay now. Got parades and everything. But back then, oh no, it was not safe, especially for us being black.
And women.
And lesbian. Lord, we had a triple whammy.
Yeah, it was hard enough being black, but in the life too? That's what they used to call it back then, in the life.
No, child. And here you go, wanting to start a juke joint in our house? Of all the crazy ideas, I just knew you had to have lost your mind. No, I was not on board.
But I did it anyway.
You did.
I did. Because I knew we weren't the only ones like us. Just wanting to have a place to go and have some fun and feel safe. So I got the word out.
How did you get the word out, Miss Ruth?
Mostly word of mouth, but I also had a printing company.
You did?
The first woman to own a printing business in Detroit. Well, me and my babe.
Ellis and Franklin Printing Company.
So I made flyers.
And posters.
And leaflets. And before you knew it, every gay black man and woman in the city knew about our little juke joint in the basement on Oakland Avenue.
It was the place to be.
It was. They called it the gay spot.
Yes, the gay spot. Black folk came from far and wide, from all over the Midwest, because there was nothing else like it. And that first night,
all those beautiful black folks piled into that basement. Child, women looking fine with their hair all done up and their freshly pressed dresses.
Handsome women in their sharpest suits.
women loving on women,
men loving on men,
and some women loving on men and women. Oh, it was a sight to see.
It really was.
And you, my love, you were the finest one of them all.
And you were the most handsome of them all.
Flashback begins to Ruth and Babe young. Ruth in a suit and Babe in a dress.
May I have this dance?
Why, yes, you may.
Babe takes Ruth's hand and they begin to dance. People are laughing and partying can be heard in the background.
And we danced.
And we danced. And we danced the night away.
When I saw all those people happy and dancing and throwing their necks back, laughing, having a good time, I realized you were right. And from that night on,
you trusted my crazy ideas.
Miss Ruth? Miss Ruth?
Ruth snaps back to reality, looks around and realizes it's just her, Renee and Chanel seated at the table. End of play.
All right, now y'all know every good story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we have reached the end. But this is not the end of us. Okay? I have been Amber St. James, your lovely, iconic, legendary hostess with the absolute mostest. Y'all can find me on every social media. If y'all want to go over to Instagram, my Instagram is Mix St. James, MXSST James, okay? And if y'all want to follow me on the Twitters to see what she's tweeting and doing, y'all can follow me at Amber St. James, spelled with an ST, not fully spelled out because, mama, this is too long, okay? And, you know, if y'all want, y'all can go and get yourself some Amber St. James merch. That's right, I have actually just dropped merch. So go on ahead and go to the link in my bio of my Instagram and get you some kiddo merch. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for having such a lovely time. From all of us here at Diversionary Theater in the Old Globe, oh my goodness, we want to wish y'all a happy Pride. We hope that we were able to bring y'all some bit of joy, some bit of effervescence, that ooh la la sensation in these trying times, because we understand in the middle of a pandemic sometimes you just need a good old laugh. So we hope that we were able to give that to y'all, and until next time, stay lovely. We love y'all. Bye.